Hello everyone. So today we are going to see few of the things in continuation with the old videos. So today what we are going to see is we are going to see data frames group by, as well as UDF, as well as some date timestamp operations and filters, and along with that hive basics. Although I will not go into deep today, but we will get to know at least the basics of how the connection happens, and in the next one we will go into deeper into hive, because hive in itself with spark is much big arena. So there can be multiple things that you can do, which starts from a normal table creation till it can go up to a higher level of stuff. So one thing before we go ahead, today some work is going on in my neighborhood, so might be a little noise comes in the video, so apologies for that. So now next, what I am doing today is, like previously we were doing, right? Today I have logged in and I have logged into the Spark Master being this one today, because it's a random name, right, which it gives. So I have, like I have done in previous videos, if you have followed, there I was logging in, so here also I have logged in. But as I was telling in the previous videos also, the IP address, right, of the container, these all are containers. Remember we spoke in the first video that all this Spark Master and all that is a container. So in that container, what happens is the IP address might change. So while you submit the job, right, the IP address should be the Spark Master's IP address. Whatever you see the Spark Master, I have shown you in the last videos how to see that IP address and how to run it. Likewise you can do. Now let's go ahead and see a few examples. So for that, what I have done is I have taken this one, which is 06. We will start with 05 filter data frames. Okay, 05 underscore filter data frame .py. You have to put a py, otherwise you will not get the file. Okay, means you will get a blank file, so you have to put the .py. So let's see what it is. It is a simple example wherein it is going in the data frame and it is taking a New York data. Remember last time I had shown you where to put the file. You have to upload in the HDFS file system. So if you have any queries regarding this, if you couldn't follow from the last videos, kindly mention that you are not unable to follow it. So next what I do is I invert the schema, and then I do what I do is I am just gone ahead and I have filtered the data. So I will show you how the filtering of the data happens, because going into the file and showing the file multiple times, right, that would be a recurring process. So I will upload this file, this New York flight 13. This even you can find everywhere, like in the net and all, it is there. I will upload in my GitHub, so from there you can get it. This is a very simple example wherein what we are doing is in the CSV file, right, which has header as carrier as well as origin, we are filtering to get the data where the carrier is UA and the origin is EWR. So I'm just showcasing a simple filter example. It is very simple. It is just reading from the CSV, it is doing a filtering of the data, and it will print it out. Okay, so I'll just log out, and the way we ran previous day, I will do it now also. See, the IP address has changed. If you're following, initially our IP address was 0.3, now it is 0.2. so now here we go, it is 05 underscore filter data frame. See, there is a .py also as well here, and without .py. So that's what I am telling you, that if you don't put the .py somewhere, right, and you try to search with a vi and only the file name, not the .py. It will create a file like this, so which is wrong. It should be with the .py. So whenever you do a vi also, you should do with the .py. Otherwise, a file will be created in the folder without a .py, and you have to go and remove or whatever in a production system. So now we are following the same thing last as the command we will be running through. Let it run. So meanwhile, while it runs, right, today also I am planning to show a few of the things. We are using the big data Europe, right? So there we will see how to what we need to do to get the hive. Okay, that is later we will see that. Meanwhile, see, I will just pause the file also. You can see from there, this is the filtered data, filtering on carrier as well as origin, which we were doing UA and EWR. It's a simple example, right? So now next what we do is, we are again in our, we'll go to the next example, which is a group by. A group by is nothing but it is a summing up. So suppose you want to sum up what is your all say manager salary, right? So in that case you have to do a group by of managers, then you get the salary. So that is the fundamental of that, and we will go ahead and we will do a group by AGG and DataFrame .py. Okay, we do a while. So what did this is the aggregation example. This from and all, right, this is in the Python. You have to get the library. This is everywhere, you can see this, and this Spark session is required everywhere. And post that I am bringing the functions. So if you are using any functions, right, be it in Python or be it in pyspark, you have to bring it. So in pyspark, those are average and format here. So what operations we are doing, let's see. So we are getting the monthly count. Okay, so we are getting the monthly group by count data. Then what is the, for each month, what is the count of the flights? This is actually flight data. So we are going and we are getting the flight details. So that's how it is. Then next is, we will also get the average. This is also another operation, which is a group by of month, and then we are aggregating the data with respect to two things, which is a departure delay as well as a arrival delay, and both of them are AVG. That means we want to find out the average of them. And next to that there is max min also. These are all called group by functions. So the syntax I just wanted to show, it is this way. Anyhow, I will upload it and you can see that. So here what is happening for each average, each month I have written, that's why I have written it, so that it's self-explanatory and you can understand it. So likewise I have done a group by with multiple columns, how you can do. Okay, you just try at your side with the file and the details at your system, and you will be very easily, you can understand what's going on. Okay, so this is also group by and it's self-explanatory. I've written all the details so that you can understand. So this is the file. This, once you run it, you can understand. You have to see the source file and you have to see the final file, so then you can understand what is happening here. So likewise I am not running that, because that also I can run and it will run through, but one second, probably I will just run it, because then once you also run, you will understand that what are the details, means how it should look. You can match with that would help that way. So let me just run that. Then DataFrame, file name wrong, then it will not run. So group by AGG we have done, and then we have done a data frames also. So now that is coming, right, and 06 we have put and .py we have put. Now I will execute it. So it is executing, and it will of course run many times because I've given so many outputs, right? So it will go and it will run. Now in the future videos, once we cover all this, right, I'll go into what are all this. You can see many things like broadcast, and see here why it is going this many times. I'll go into that, but that's more into the theory, right? I want to show in the practical part because that becomes a little exciting, or you can do something and you feel it okay. So this is how it is. So we'll just do that. As I told, it will run a little time because there are many groupings, and groupings means summation or averaging. So those are aggregations, right, and that takes a little time. So I will just walk through from the down because it's a little huge file. I'll go from the below, and you see here is our last output. Once you run, you can just also match with it whether it's coming properly. Likewise the others also. So once we go and check the theory part, that time we'll see what's the task set manager and all. Once we go into deeper, because now we are just trying to understand it and get a feel of what's going on. It will be huge because this is a group aggregation, right, and that will have stages and tasks. So okay, so here we go. I think we don't have here. So this is one of them. This is the average one, which is average department delay and all. So likewise we'll get it. So I'm not making the video longer by showing you each one by one. That will be a waste of our effort and time. So next to that, we have done that, right? Next is we will go and we will see what is third thing, which is a date time frame example. Okay, so date time frame example, we will see first what's there in the file. Date time data frame, right, .py. So we'll just, I'm just checking whether the spelling is proper. Yeah. So now what we are doing, we are going to that same data set, which is the NYC 13, which we have uploaded in the Hadoop. And if you have seen in the previous videos, I have shown how to upload. So likewise you have to upload, and then we are finding out here the other details. Like we are finding out again, I've written these things so that you can understand easily. We are trying to do date operations, so we will try to get the year, month and all segregated, so that first we are trying to form a timestamp, and then we are trying to remove that timestamp and see whether we can convert it back. So here what they are doing is it is a concatenation, and we are forming the timestamp here. If in the first show, if you see, then what we are doing is we are trying to go and trying to, this is my timestamp which is forming out of these two, this upper one and this one. Okay, this df nyc dot date and dot time, I am concatenating and getting the timestamp. So from that I am converting it to timestamp format, and then next is I'm removing those. Okay, so this operation is just to bring it on the forward. Like if it is a row wise, right, then and if it is column wise, so the column will come at the front. So that is one thing. Then you can do a drop of the year and all the fields, because now we have the timestamp. And then what we will do is that we will just go ahead and extract back the timestamp. Okay, so that we can get it back, the timestamp, by breaking it. So first we created a timestamp. Now what is a timestamp? Timestamp is nothing but it is like say 1st of January 2021, then 100 or 1:15:35 p.m. This is a timestamp. This contains everything, right? Full date with a hour, minute, second, date, month, everything, year, everything. So all these components constitutes that. So we are trying to get it back, and I will just show you, because this thing, I think this should be shown by running, otherwise visualizing it is or might be a little problematic, people who are new to it and checking it. So what we do is we do a data frame. Okay, so we do a data frame, date timestamp data frame, and I will run it. Okay, so what it will do, it will first bring the timestamp, it will create rather the timestamp field from the hour, minute, second, and then hour, minute, seconds are different columns, okay, in the file. So apologies. So then it will go and again get those values back. Okay, and so you can understand, seeing that I will just show you. This is okay. So what I mean is, see, initially we are creating here the timestamp. Okay, out of all these columns, timestamp was not there. This whole thing, this is the timestamp. This thing. Okay. This is the timestamp 2013-01, and it has gone to the next line. Okay, this thing is the timestamp which we are creating from these columns. So we are taking date, month, year, and concatenating and creating. So next to that is what we will do. One second, we will go to the next one and we will remove those. One second. I think I should go by that to follow, just like this. So this one is this one is what we were seeing, right? And we are coming back. So here I have removed all that, year, date, and all, and now there is only the timestamp. But from the timestamp we can understand, right, that the hour, minute, second, and all the stuff. So next we go here and we go to the timestamp and we retrieve. See, on the right hand side you can see all these, right? This month, date, hour, minute, these we have derived ourselves now back from the timestamp. So that is what I was telling. So initially this timestamp field was not there. We created it by concatenating or joining all the fields. Then again we are retrieving back our year, month, hour, and all that. So this covers your timestamp operations. Okay, so next to that, what I want to show you is if you want to do any operation, right, in your normal Python or anywhere, most of the programming language, you use something called a function. Okay, so now in the Spark world, that's equivalent to that is an UDF. Okay, so UDF is nothing but it is a function. Now what is a function? Few people might ask, right? So we will go and we will see that what is it. Okay, UDF data frame. Okay, sorry, I think I typed the wrong name. Deleted it. That underscore is not there, so that's why. Okay, so now this is the UDF. So in the UDF, what we are doing is, I have again taken another file, Video4.land, that also I will upload. So this dot show first we are seeing, then what we are doing is, this is our udf or function, whatever. So it starts with a def. This is the name of the function, okay, and this is the input. It is multiplying and it is returning. It is very simple, very basic, so that you understand what's the function, what is the udf. It's called the udf, user defined functions. So now one thing is that here in Spark we have to register the udf. What do you mean by registering? See, the output, right? We have to define that what will be the output, what will be the return type. Here, as because we are multiplying with 2.0, right? So we will get it as a float. So float is nothing but 2.0, 4.0, 7.0, 2, 3, 4. These are not floats, these are numbers, okay. So that's why we have defined here the return type. This is called the registering the udf, okay. So the name of the stuff, the udf goes here and the return type comes here, okay, and this is the value which will be returned. So now we will see what is the value of this and what is the value of after we apply the udf. So here what we have done, previously we have done, right, with column and all to create a new column. So we are creating a new column here and we are applying on a column named speed mihlb. We are applying this udf or the function. We are passing each row through that function and we will see what is the output. From the output we can understand what's going on, okay. So for few people it might seem a little slow, but I'm doing purposefully because many people are there who are freshers or who are pretty new to the IT world, right, and they want to learn it. So for them also we have to go a little slower when we are making them understand. So taking that into account, I'm going a little slow. So we will just run that udf example of ours. Here we go, it again runs. It will run, it will okay. So now we will see what was it and what has happened in the operations, okay. We'll just go below. See, one way of seeing in this places, you just go like on the top slowly in this one. Yeah, so this was our data, this above. So we can see there were force, speed mihlb, speed mihlub, then name. So we are applying the function on the field speed mihb and creating a new column, right, this udf function. And after multiplication, one second, no, it was on speed mihlb, if I wrongly told the column probably. So this one gets multiplied with 2 because the function says that. So if you can see, it just multiplies and it returns something like 24.0, 38.0, which are nothing but floats, okay. So that was a simple udf example. Again, I am telling you, I am not going into too depth as of now, so that we understand the terminologies and stuff. So there is something other called a join, okay. So what's a join? Join is nothing but, if you have two tables, right, you want to get the data by using both the tables. Say one column from one of the table and another column from another of the table. So you have to join it. Now I will show you what do I mean by that by showing an example, okay. So this is our example, okay. We go here, we go to this one. See, this is, as previously we were defining a schema, right? Here also we are defining, and the data we are using here is weather.csv. I will upload this also, and you guys have to upload in your Hadoop file system, then only you can use it. NYC 913 anyhow we have uploaded in our previous examples, so it's okay. Now what happens? Now the thing is that we have got this flight and this weather data which we are showing here. So the first and second thing whichever you will see here are weather and this data, and next to that what we are doing is we are joining both the data sets using these three columns. Okay, month for each month, for each day, for each hour, how was the weather, I want to know, on whether flights were running on a windy day or something like that. And I am doing a left outer join. Left outer join means I will get all the data for a flight, because if say there was no recording for a day for the weather, that I cannot just say that day's flights I won't show. That cannot happen, right? So flights I will show everything which is on the left hand side. Right hand side, what I will do is, if there is no data, it will show as null, otherwise it will be shown. So that logic we are doing. Post that, again what I am doing, if you are trying to select a few columns, right, from the data frame, then how will you do it? You can put like this brackets and you can get it. Also you can get from the CS, this way you can get it. I am doing a visible. And then another thing you can do is, you can also, in this example I will just write in the top what it is doing. It is getting the best on the some conditions, right? It is getting the data, so it's not that always you have to match. Here what they are doing, if the wind speed is greater than a particular speed and less than a particular speed, those days whether flights were running or not, that also I can get. So I would request you guys to kindly see the data multiple times, then you can understand that what's going on in this. So likewise I will again go, I will run it. Okay, join data frame. Okay, I'm just submitting, it will join and it will bring. So by the time it runs, right, so in this join also in Spark there can be many different kinds of joins also. See, I have shown you left outer join, right outer join and all. These are ways of joining and getting the data. But once you try to do performance tuning, right, there's something like a broadcast join and all. So what is that? So all those details, right, we will see in the future, that what happens, in which scenario we should use a broadcast join and what should happen, like that. Okay, so now if we see first go to the top where you will see this is my speed, this is my carrier data. So this data set is containing my carrier's data. There should be a weather information also. See, this is my previous, yeah. So this is the weather thing, and okay, let me just come down. So this is after I do a join, right, I'm bringing this data, that below stuff, this one, and this is my wind speed, what happens, this is my this is my weather data set, right? So this contains at what force the air was there and what was the speed and what was the name of it. It was a gale was there on that day or not. Okay, so I have to join this data set along with the carrier data set above, this one, this stuff. So after I join, right, this is my data set wherein I am trying to get the data from the left table, as I was showing, right, that see this wind speed and all, which was my weather data set, if they don't contain, then it will be null, because I am getting all the flight data frames data, but I am getting I am not compulsorily I need the data from the right hand side. See, here there were few data for the weather for that particular day, speed, the air speed, so it has come. But for the others, right, based on the joining condition, which 3 joining condition I was showing, month, hour and month, date and all, so based on that these has been fetched. So likewise this can happen, and I would say kindly ignore this one, this detail, okay, this one kindly ignore, because this is something I was trying to see. Don't go with this error, this is something else. So that's it, I think, for today. And what I will do is, there is something other which is Hive. Okay, Hive is nothing but it's a data warehousing framework. Okay, so we will see that, or we will start with that in probably on next video, because that itself is in a totally very huge stuff, and it will take some time, and I will show you what all you need to do. Because see, till now what we have done is we are using the Big Data Europe version, right? And in the Big Data Europe version we have been using till particular, like we downloaded and we started, if you have started parallelly with me. But for the Hive, right, if you go to this page, this workbench, we are using the Docker Hadoop Spark workbench, right? So there you have to also start all these details. I'll just post it in the video below in the details descriptions, but these all we have to put. So what I mean by that is, see, once I am there in the same, actually, okay, not window, I have to open a tab. I'll open a tab, better. Yeah, so what I have done is I have gone till the location of where my files are. Like, what I mean by that is, see, all your files while you downloaded and kept were in this folder, right? And now so that has started, if you remember, 6 containers, but that did not start anything in Hive. So for that, to start this container, we need to just go, if you are in Ubuntu system and all, you have to do you have to do a sudo, like you have to copy this one by one, and then you have to do a sudo and just paste it and enter. You might get an error that this container is not started properly because it is not linked and all. Don't worry for that, that's just a warning, that will not cause an error issue. So once you start, right, then you will get like me this menu. I will just show you. See, now previously videos we were having 6, right? Now if you can see, we are having something like PostgreSQL and this one, this metastore. You won't have 2, I have 2, but you won't have 2, you will have 1. Okay, just for your information, this whatever we are seeing here, right, on the left hand side, this detail, this is nothing but port forwarding. So in your container, this port 10000 has been forwarded to your localhost, this one. See, remember we were accessing 8080 and all, right, 8088, right? So 8088 was being port forwarded from the container to the localhost, that is our machine, that is this laptop itself, from the container. Okay, so now coming back to the point, in the Hive, what you have to do is you have to go and run this one by one. It will start pulling, it will need internet for you, it will download from the net, and it will start your Hive services. So once your Hive services starts, we will see next day, or in the next video we will see what we can do to in the Hive world, and how we can connect the Spark to the hive. So hive is nothing but a data warehouse framework, right? In that, how we can store the data, how we can create a table, and what are the details of it, and whether we can delete it, remove it, update it, what operations we can do in the hive. So the Spark hive work we will do in the next video, because this video itself is a little longer. So I would say please go through all the files, run it yourself, check the outputs, you can understand or not. These all are taken from the net only. I am trying to collate in one place so that it helps you all to get the detail. Okay, thanks, hope you are learning from it. And if you have any questions and comments, please feel free to post in the comment section so that I get to know what is your question. In case if you have something with respect to some technical stuff or something which is a longer thing, some concept, then also you can tell me. I will make a video on that and I will let you know the details. Okay, thanks, keep learning, bye bye.